Okay, one sour aspect of the just concluded 2023 general election is that it puts a knife on the slender thread that binds us together. The former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Muhammadu Sanusi, has stressed this. Sanusi said Nigeria has never been this divided since the Civil War in 1967 to 1970. He said the country is now dangerously divided along ethnic and religious lines because of the elections. Julie, we saw a kind of a steady but worrisome trend since 2015. The defeat of Goodluck Jonathan by Muhammadu Buhari divided this nation. And some people will say Muhammadu Buhari did not do enough to bring the nation together in his 8 years. It's arguable, but...
I don't think it's his defeat that divided us. I don't think so, because, for example,
but that election
he won in the Southwest, for example.
Okay.
Though the bulk of the people don't speak his language. I don't even think that you could say that there are more Muslims in the Southwest. I don't think you can say that there are more Muslims in the Southwest than Christians. If you look at Lagos, for example, where the bulk of the population is, tremendous population of Igbos, people of the South, every nationality is here in Lagos.
Melting point.
Yes. You have a very, very big population of Christians here. In Oyo too, a very impressive population of Christians. Okiti, it's like tremendous, more than 95–96% Christian. Ondo, tremendous Christian population, you know. So the point that I'm making is not to say, okay, these people, they are, but the people who voted for Buhari in the Southwest, they were not propelled by his religion, neither were they propelled by his ethnicity. They thought that time was ripe for a change, and they thought that Buhari represented that change. Whether he has met their expectations is a different kettle of fish. Yes, Megaskia, you know, Mesansi. People felt that, yes, Jonathan regime was rudderless. We needed something better, you know. So, but we saw, perhaps that's where you are headed, we saw an attempt to use religion to sway voters. Because we then saw Jonathan entering from one church to another, reaching out to church leaders and all that. Some were collecting the dollars, you know. In fact, after the election, there was this claim that they shared money to Khan, although Khan came out to say, no, this was false. But we saw an attempt, not just attempts, we saw efforts made, serious efforts made, to try to get the Christians to vote for that ticket by moving from church to church. Today is in Lord's Chosen, what's the name of the church, and was moving, you know. But Buhari did not attempt to use religion at that time. I have no evidence that Buhari tried to use religion. He trusted the support because the party was a potpourri of political tendencies. So he trusted that that would deliver victory to him. And I think that when we look back, it was because everybody jumped in that he was able to win. So along with the 12 million votes that he usually got, votes came from other places. He was able to dominate the North Central, was able to dominate the Northeast. In fact, they won Nasarawa, you know. It was under Jonathan and the Buhari presidency that Nasarawa was won for the first time by the APC. That long time. That not happened before. So, but at that time, what we now saw in this election, we saw I could say that it actually, that seed was planted during Jonathan's era, where people would think that, look, we can actually use religion, we can talk to church leaders, and this thing has continually been dividing us. You said that President Buhari did not do enough. When we rate him, his performance, in terms of national cohesion, it will be difficult to disagree with you, because there were moves that we expected him to make that will have helped us bring us together, bring us further together. But those moves didn't happen. There is a lot of healing that needs to be done. That's the point that this former CBN government is making. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And Asiwaju has a lot of work to do as president-elect. You know, we were saying it here that even his first set of appointees will show clearly to people that, look, this will be a departure from the past. So he has to consciously take those steps that will help our country to heal. He has to ignore what people are saying now, those whose desire is to break our country up. He has to be focused, make the right appointment that will show that he's coming with the mindset of someone who sees Nigeria as one indivisible entity and wants to keep it as such.
Now, when you want to look at the 2023 election, you now see the division across ethnic, religious line. And everybody went to their camp, and it's like it's a divided nation. And
well, I think
you see some people saying Tinubu is the president-elect, but he's not my president.
The greatest tragedy of the Nigerian nation, right from the second coming of the military, is the fact that some people believe that religion must be part of the solution to Nigerian problem. I keep on telling people that the mere fact that you have a Christian or you have a Muslim as the president or head of state will not solve your problem. But it has become the real problem. The real problem in the sense that I tell people, when you are going along the road, go to Oshodi market, you see a man selling yam. You ask him how much is a tuber of yam, he tell you 1,500 naira. If you say 1,000 naira, if he agree, he will not ask you, are you a Muslim or are you a Christian?
Before
he will not ask you that. So the basic problem that is making Nigerians to, first of all, apart from the leaders who are using religion to get sympathy, it's unfortunate that that is what we are tackling now. The basic problem is the economy of the nation. Because when people can feed, when they can go to their bed with two eyes closed, when they can send their children to school, when they can afford basic things of life, they will not think of the fact that the president is a Muslim or the president is a Christian. But I think it is a real weakness on the part of our politicians to use. It's a weakness because when you have something to offer, you won't use your religion. I may bold to say here that of all the contestants, I can say it anywhere that it was only Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, who did not in any way use religion to campaign. He never mentioned anything. In fact, he did not even use ethnicity to campaign. But others deliberately happened. Yes, somebody went to the north and said that, vote for me because I am from the north. Somebody came to the south here. The first thing he will do is to, first of all, go to one Pentecostal church. After that, he will go to spare part market, where some people are secular. Does it mean that it's those people that will make you president? Look, this election has shown one thing. When you look at the demography, it has shown that one person is not capable of making somebody president in Nigeria.
No.
That's why someone
said
State,
there is even no single godfather.
Godfather in Nigeria.
In
Sokoto State, in Katsina State, in Oyo State, in Ogun State, you cannot say that, or in Kaduna State, El-Rufai or Buhari cannot say that I make Tinubu the president of Nigeria. The man scored vote across the length and breadth of Nigeria. And I think we should look at the positive aspect of this 2023 election, rather than some people who have a foreclosed mind that if they don't win election, either because of social media or because of people who are deceiving them or because of religious people who are goading them into believing that
some of the religious people have said that this thing will end up in interim government. Maybe that's what they are hoping for.
So when they are saying all these things, they are just praying what is like a young lady looking for a man to get married. He has already made up her mind about the kind of a tall man that he wanted. So he will not tell God
all of us can be tall.
All of us cannot be tall. He will not tell God that it is that tall guy that normally comes to church with one particular car. At the end of the day, when God permits that marriage, and the marriage will crash midway. So most of them have selected for God. But the matter of Nigeria, what happened in Nigeria this year, God is interested in what happened. And God knows about every other thing. Because I keep on saying, anybody that has used religion, This election is a reflection of the performance of all the candidates. It shows how the level of their work. It is not about anybody
acceptability.
And their acceptability across the length and breadth of Nigeria. But no presidential candidate will feel that if he did not become president, Nigeria will burn. I disagree.
No, Nigeria is greater
than anybody.
So, in practical terms now, how can Bola Tinubu bring us together as a nation, and so that we can speak with one voice again?
It's very easy. He has the tools that he needs. The Constitution has already stipulated federal character principle. So when you make appointments or you take decisions that appear to favor only your own part of the country, you have gone against the Constitution. Because the Constitution stipulates this federal character principle that we are trampling upon. It shows that you have gone against the law. So Bola Tinubu has to abide by the federal character principle. That is important.
So you should not play the Southwest game.
No.
So
that's not how to be. You are not a president for the Southwest.
You are president of all Nigerians.
You are a president of all Nigerians. They voted for you. In Akwa Ibom, you got 160,000 votes. You came second to the incumbent. That's the best performance by APC in its history in that state. So you are for everybody. As a president, you must work for everybody. As I've said before, because I've seen governments in this land, your first set of appointments, people are looking forward to it. Remember the first set of appointments that President Buhari made when he appeared to load those load them with people from the north and all that. People were arguing. The Abobakus. They were saying, "Oh, he chose merit. He chose merit." President Buhari, being the honest person that he is, he came and said, "No, I didn't choose merit. I chose the people that I had been used to. These are going to be my personal staff. I chose the people that I've been used to over the years." Now you see that honesty. But people didn't like the fact that a good number of them were people, from one part of the country. That first impression lives on with people.
Yes,
and you could see that even in future appointments, there was not a complete departure from what happened that first time. So the president-elect has to be careful. And that's why I know that he's gone to France to rest, but the Bola Tinubu that I know is a restless person. All this talk about is being used to somebody that I interviewed along with my boys, Musba, Razak, and others. Yes. We started the interview around 2 a.m. We didn't finish until like 4:30. And there were still commissioners with their files in their hands waiting to see him at 4:30 a.m. So this is not something that he started today. So he has to sit down, make the right appointment. And the thing about him is that he's even more sociable than the president. Yes. He has friends that he has made across the country. Yes, you know. Yes, he's more of, the president is an introvert. He is an extrovert. So he has no reason to not find people across the length and breadth of our country who can get the job done in a manner that people will see that this is a representative government. This is a government for all of us. If he does not get it right from the early stages, people will then say, oh, we have said it. Can you see now? We have said it.
Continuation of the last 8 years.
So that's what they are going to say, but I trust that that won't happen.